Nick, my favorite attorney. You haven't commented on my videos in a while. I'm starting to think you might like me. I mean, I could be wrong, but you're still my favorite attorney. One of my favorites. So, look at this document. 73rd Congress, First Session, Senate, document number 43. Contracts payable in gold. This was published by the Government Printing Office, Washington, 1933. The ultimate ownership of all property is in the state. Individual so-called ownership is only by virtue of government. For example, law amounting to mere user, and the use must be in accordance with the law and subordinate to the necessity of the state. So, before you say, well, that doesn't prove it's a real document, here's the congressional record. Here's the congressional record, April 24th, 1933. And you see on the bottom left side, you got the GPO stamp. See, you're sitting there too busy studying codes and statutes. You don't even know the history of what's been developed, Nick. You think you know how the system works, but you don't. How can you be good at your job if you don't even know the history of what has been developed? Look right here. Printing of manuscript. Contracts payable in gold. Mr. Hayden, from the Committee on Printing, I report back favorably Senate Resolution 62, submitted by the Senator from Minnesota, Mr. Shipstead, authorizing the printing as a Senate document of the manuscript entitled Contracts Payable in Gold, and I ask unanimous consent for its present consideration. Well, there be no objection. The resolution, S-Res 62, submitted by Mr. Shipstead on the 21st instant, was read, considered by unanimous consent, and agreed to as follows. Resolved that the manuscript entitled Contracts Payable in Gold by George Cyrus Thorpe, showing the legal effect of agreements to pay in gold, be printed as a Senate document. See, I've told you, most people don't know what happened in 1933 and how things changed. They don't know about the Trading with the Enemy Act. They don't know about Proclamation 2039 and 2040 and the effect of that. They don't know the congressional record March 9, 1933. Why is it all property ownership is within the state? Because right here in this top paragraph, 4 lines up, the money will be worth 100 cents on the dollar because it is backed by the credit of the nation. It doesn't say the credit of the people. It will represent a mortgage on all the homes and other property of all the people of the nation. It's not a mortgage on the nation. It's a mortgage on all the homes and all the property of the people in the nation. That little certificate of title you got gives you a right of use. It does not prove ownership. A manufacturer certificate of origin proves ownership. See, I can show that in the Secure Transaction Guide in Westlaw, where it states that, not me. Now, this is where I disagree with the people running around saying the right to travel and the cops are all doing wrong. You're using government property because if the government owns it all, because all property ownership is within the state, bare minimum, you're trespassing on the rights of government. Yeah, you have the right to travel, but you don't have the right to travel in someone else's property. And according to the Attorney General in California, and this is not just California, this is every state basically, there's a Bailey-Baylor relationship going on, and the state is the Bailey that has the right to protect its interest. So don't get mad at the government when they're doing what they're doing. See, if you had true ownership and somebody else took your property, you wouldn't get in trouble. But since all property ownership is within the state, you see right there a search bailee. If a man takes his own goods from the possession of his bailee without knowledge and consent, the taking may be larceny. So if you're saying if it's your property from the possession of his bailee without his knowledge and consent, the taking may be larceny. So you take it from the state and use it how you want, and you wonder why you're getting in trouble, but you're running around claiming right to travel and right to this and right to that. Well, 1933, when they put everything in bankruptcy and put all property ownership within the state, don't get mad when they do the things they do. Start changing how you think and start doing things differently.